So in an effort to try and improve my driving skills, I decided to do a Dylan and wear a flat cap and these ridiculous sunglasses, and now I'm just as cool as Dylan.
I have got a couple of hours, so I thought I would quickly put in some time on the race car. Today what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it back up in the air and get together all the bolts for underneath, so the bottom gearbox bolts and the engine mounts. Might see if I can get the exhaust door hooked up as well, so that once I've got everything in there, then I can fire it up and make sure everything's okay. So the TOG manifold, it has got a 100 cell cat, so we'll dyno test it and see if we're down in power. And we've also had a big delivery from Gulf Oil, so now we can actually get the car fired up with fresh new oil in there. So the main aim today is just to get all the bottom stuff bolted up, get the exhaust bolted up, and then that's all done and dusted. Then I can drop the car back down and finish off the other things. Other things that we need to finish off include emptying out the oil cooler, giving that all a good clean, and then putting that into the car. Shadow, what do you reckon? You gonna clean that for me? Yes? You gonna clean that for me? No? Okay, you can just watch then. So I'll get it up on stands and get it done. So it's back together. I've got all the basics connected. I've got it topped up with oil. I've got it topped up with water that's still open so I can bleed it properly. But everything connected, wiring, batteries reconnected, the oil cooler, the radiator, everything's filled up. So I'm gonna quickly jump in the car, give it a crank over, double check that there's no leaks, make sure it sounds okay, and yeah, see if it's working. Hopefully it is, because I don't have time to replace it again. That doesn't sound good. Sounds like it's running on 2 cylinders. Why? Why would it be doing that? Oh, time to do some diagnosing, I think. So I did my diagnosing last night and I had to call it a night because I needed to run a skid pan event. That's why I'm wearing a skid control shirt. It turned out that the front cylinder over here was not firing. So I pulled the coil pack out, had a spare spark plug sitting inside the coil pack, fired the car up again and confirmed that it wasn't firing. Changed a bunch of coil packs to see if any of them would work, thinking we might have a lot of dead ones. And then I noticed something a bit strange about the plug. If you have a look at the plug, looks unassuming, but if you have a look in there, the one thing I noticed was I could see this green on one of the wires but not the others. Turns out it snapped. That's the reason for it running like garbage at the moment. I am now going to cut the plug off this wiring loom and wire it up properly to that one, cut that plug off there, wire this up, and that way we should have a working plug for the coil pack. I don't like rejoining wires in a loom in general because it's just another possible failure, but needs to be done. Car needs to be running, and it actually needs to be running today as well. I'm going to tackle that, then start the car up, and crossing fingers it works. Got all the wiring redone, new plug on there, and I've insulated it also. It looks nice in factory. I've got the water open over here so I can monitor that. I've checked the oil, so the oil's all good. So I'm gonna start the car up, and let's hope this time it doesn't misfire. Nice and steady, no misfire. They definitely got a leaking exhaust manifold. I kind of expected that to happen, to be honest. Some of the bolts are pretty difficult to get into. So we'll let the engine warm up. I'll check the water, make sure the oil's all good. And we've got a running race car again. So happy about that. Change of plans. The manifold that is on there is leaking. The one nut was really difficult to get fitted, and I just don't have the patience to do that right now. So what I've done instead is I've got in touch with the guy who was originally supplying me with the manifold. He said he can get it off for me quickly. So what we've got is a decent set of headers. The Tommy Extreme manifold. So it is genuine Tommy. It's got these joints over here which allow it to expand and contract under heat, and that'll ensure that it won't crack anywhere. Also the welds are proper welds over here, not just covered up. So we got the dyno tomorrow morning, so I'm going to quickly get the old headers out of there, put these in, then we'll pack it into the trailer. It is raining outside. Hopefully the rain will settle down a little bit when I need to pack up the car. Head over to Cabela One Motor Repairs first thing in the morning and get it tuned, and hope we've got all our power back. Been a little bit of work to get over here, but cool, let's get it done.
putting numbers into computers, hoping for results. Just to get the AFRs to flatten out a bit. Still too rich. Make sure it's down the safe side.
So everything else sounded healthy with the motor? Like,
yeah, it's good. It's beautiful so far. Just a lot of changes surprisingly from the old motor.
So definitely a lot of changes need to be made. We don't have any exhaust leaks, we've got a different manifold in there, changed the fuel pump. So he's doing a lot of changes on the map. He says it's still running extremely rich and making 160 horsepower. So we're 23 horsepower down on what it used to make. So with some changes in that, we're hoping to get back up to that 183. So we'll leave him to it. From the dyno, the car made 183 horsepower, which is a little bit down compared to what it used to be, but because we've got a shorter ratio diff in there, what's actually happening is we're getting power halfway up in the RPM range. So from about 4 to 7,000 RPM, it's up on power. It only tapers off over 7,000, and because we've got a short ratio diff, we'll be changing around the 7,000 mark anyway, so quite happy with that. We're going to slap everything else back onto the car, and then I'm going to get the car height set up, and then Saturday we go to JapNats to finally test it all together. done with JapNats for 2019. Thanks to Paul Rizik for having us at the event. As always, such a good event that he runs. We were put into the naturally aspirated track tuned class today. Today was never really meant to compete. Today was just about testing the car, making sure everything's ready for the endurance race next weekend, because that's the big one. Second place, quite happy about that. Well done, Corey Broadstock, you did really well. Your Integra is nice and fast, you're a good driver. Keep it up, keep developing that car, because you're really on to a winner over there. Because of the way that I've removed the thermostat, it actually allows oil to cycle directly to the filter without going to the cooler, so it's not actually effectively cooling the oil at all. So I'm going to replace the sandwich plate that we've got over here with the one that actually isn't thermostated at all. We were getting temperatures up around the 123, I think was the maximum we got, so definitely need to sort that out, because that was 5 laps. And obviously the endurance race is, what, 300 kilometers. It's quite a lot. It's 100 and something laps that we do. I will obviously drop the oil and put fresh oil in there, because that's gotten pretty warm today. We'll do the brake fluid, clutch fluid, and that's it.